most people aren't going to walk in saying, I have a hard time. I mean, when someone's close to me, I want to run out the door. You know, they don't often say it so clearly. So, like, I think we talked about earlier, I had a client I was suspecting was dealing with avoidant and probably some disorganized because he had a pretty scary childhood and then was left alone way too much. And so I just said, I want you to imagine just right now here in the office, if someone that you feel the closest to in your world, you know, this happened to be a male friend of his. I said, you know, if you imagine that guy walking in the room right now, I'm going to slowly and just as far, you know, whatever distance you want, just you're in control of that. Just what happens when you imagine that? And without him knowing it, he was sitting in the chair. He jerked back. He just literally had this reflexive jerking back that he was not aware of. I said, did you notice what just happened when I invited this person you feel the closest to and the safest with in the world? You just had this reflexive movement. So my point with that is you have to do something that triggers it so that you can see it and then it becomes conscious and then you can start to work with what is it you're expecting when someone comes into your relational field. And then we could find out he was expecting, he had a very critical father, but in a kind of very yelling, toxic kind of way, a very overwhelming, angry father that, you know, had been in the war, had unresolved war trauma, you know, had his own reasons to have that, but the effect on his attachment system was to continue to disconnect and avoid even when he felt safe with someone. So that's where our work then started to evolve. You know, how do we help him show up in a relational field when the relational field is safe enough and actually feel the presence of another person physically, emotionally, in the energy field, whatever, and be able to relax.